join. Just give it a minute.
We have 50 people showing up. I'd like to call to action I'd like to call to order the work and action meeting of the Bogota Board of Education for March 12, 2024. Please stand for the flag salute. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, board. Thank you very much. The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of the public bodies at which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this act, the Bogota Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published, having the date, time, and place thereof posted on the Bogota Borough Hall, communicated by letter to the record, filed with the clerk of the Borough of Bogota, and posted on the Bogota Board of Education website. Mr. Irfan.
Mrs. Alcalde? Absent. Mrs. Alvarez?
Present.
Mr. Alvarez? Absent. Mr. Chavez?
Present.
Mrs. Cruz?
Present.
Mr. Navarro?
Present.
Mrs. Olivo?
Present.
Mrs. Rocket?
Present.
Mr. Miranda?
Present.
We have the quorum.
And for the record, Mr. Alvarez was just with us at a committee meeting, but he is on travel, so he had to jump off. As well as Adriana is out on work, traveling out of state as well. Also present is Superintendent Damian Kennedy. Mr. Coben is out, so we have Mr. Drew Crass. Thank you, Drew. And then we have School Business Administrator Board Secretary Irfan Efsil. Elizabeth Ruiz, our Assistant Board Secretary, and there's no student representative.
The email right before the meeting, she got called to work the last minute.
Oh, I'd rather her work. I remember those days, right? But thank you. I'd like to open, may I have a motion to open the floor of citizens, for the citizen on agenda items only? That was Chavez? You gotta speak louder, guys. I'm so congested. May I have a second?
Second.
Mrs. Ruckett, any board discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Any member of the public who like to state your name, please address the board on agenda items only. You have 5 minutes. Anyone? Do I have a motion to close?
Motion.
Motion to close citizens on agenda items
Second.
only. Mr. Chavez for a second. Any board discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Moving on to section 3.1 of the agenda, superintendent's report. Mr. Kennedy?
Good evening. First, in our HRB report, we had one incident reported at the high school that was unfounded. This weekend, starting on Friday night, the BHS Drama presents The Lightning Thief, the Percy Jackson musical, right here in our own auditorium. Friday night at 7:30. Saturday, there are two shows, one at 1 o'clock and the other one will be at 7:30. So if you have a chance this weekend, I know Mrs. Hughes and the students have been working diligently the last couple of months. We are also excited to announce that the students of Steen Elementary are teaming up with the world-famous Harlem Wizards to help raise funds for the Steen Elementary PTO with their new WizFit Challenge fundraiser and kid experience. During these 2 weeks period starting yesterday, our students will watch and participate in an exclusive series of 6 interactive video episodes led by Harlem Wizard stars Swoop and Broadway. They will get fit, learn tricks, have fun, earn prizes that can be coached on characters by the Wizards. And then on April 11th, mark your calendars, they will be coming to Bogota High School to play our staff and some of the people sitting up here tonight. The game will begin at 6:30. Doors will open at 5:30. Please make sure to purchase tickets in advance. If you have any questions, you can contact Steen Elementary School, but I know flyers have been going around. Should be a great night. I've been to a couple of these in the past and they're a lot of fun. I just don't know if they're going to be ready for us because we're for real.
Yeah, that's right.
I could be one of the better superintendents of basketball,
Yeah.
is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
NJ GPA is underway. That's our junior test that students need as a graduation requirement. That started today. And they will be testing the rest of the week in ELA and mathematics. So good luck to them. I am also finalizing this year's school calendar. I've been looking out the next 2 weeks. It looks like we're gonna only have to use one snow day this year. So we will look to have those graduation dates set. Right now, we're leaning to the Friday before the 21st. So I believe that is the 16th, the Friday, as the graduation date for the high school, and maybe possibly with a rain date on Monday. We'll try that this year because we have some flexibility, but we will finalize that next week, the 14th. With Steen and Bixby Elementaries earlier in the week, but I will have all that information on the agenda next week. So we could get that out to the public and we can now plan our graduations accordingly. We will be giving back 2 days.
Yeah.
And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Kennedy. To the board and members of the public, please support Steen. I gotta tell you, I mean, it's obviously everyone knows, Sherry has put up her home for sale, so she'll be parting with us shortly. With that being said, I've never seen such measures in aggressive, inclusive, and motivated fundraising as a motion, and she can drive a fundraising narrative for sure. So much money has been fundraised, Steen. You know, I do ask the board that we do something for someone like that. A placard or something. Steen has transformed. If you haven't seen it, go check it from the robotic, interactive program we have in our schools, mobile program on our floors, which we recently incorporated into some portion of our curriculum, right? And there was a video out there of kids jumping to the amount of summer parties she has, to robots and I mean, rock walls, I mean, and just now she's pushing some of the administration to try to get an electronic signage out of that fund so that we can promote Steen a little more, something more modern. She has a thing for modern. And just really like, let's push this. I've done, you know, the Harlem Wizards are a phenomenal thing. I saw it when I was young in school and it wasn't as developed as it is now. They're pushing, I think, for $13,000 to $14,000 fundraiser. Let's go, let's do it. The kids are so excited about it. I mean, they're really excited. My daughter couldn't stop talking about it. And I think she's never met someone who was 7'2" or something like that. So she said, "Daddy, you're so big," right? So let's push it. Let's get this last hurrah, and then we can, you know, when she hands that baton over, they know that they have our support. Moving on to resolution 4.3, approving the open closed meeting of February 27th to have a 2024 regular public meeting. Do we have? Oh, that's
We're
right.
not voting.
Yeah, that's right. Any questions or suggestions? Moving on to resolution 5.1, policy session. Is there any questions or suggestions? Moving on to resolution 6.7, education portion, which covers 6.1 through 6.6. Any questions? No suggestions? 6.7.6, personnel section, approval of consent items 7.1 and 7.5. Is there any questions or suggestions? Moving on to 8.7, finance section. I'm sure we have no questions or suggestions. It was really good. Under section 9, there's no building and grounds as of yet. Any committee reports?
We did meet today with the finance committee. We have some great news. I think we're gonna come out with that public in a few, maybe the next meeting or next meeting, we have great news for everyone. I believe the great job that we've all done, especially Irfan and Kennedy. It's an amazing news and I hope everyone is gonna enjoy that.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, to the surprise of the public, you'll see that we reciprocate what you've done for our community over the last 6, 7, 8 months. I think you're gonna be proud of this entire administration and this team. I want to point out that Irfan and Kennedy, and not to exclude anyone, but they're a great team. Mr. Kennedy, I think that over many years on the Board of Ed, people are always bashing each other and don't give enough credit. So you've done a great job. Keep up the good work. And just like I personally say, you know, if you reciprocate the community, we've gotten the staff. All I've been hearing is where we've put our educators and teachers at par to play ball with our salaries across the board. We've put our administrators at par. We've kept some of our talent, such as Mr. Frank Calero and other people. We've kept our talent on board to continue to move forward. We've actually helped the borough of Bogota through fiber optic programs and joining with us, and we've saved them hundreds of thousands of dollars together with Frank. But you know, we can name the individuals at Irfan, the amount of monies he saved, the penny pitching he does,
Yes.
the bills he checks, the grants he goes after, and Mr.
We-
Chang. But there's always one, and that's our superintendent, right? Because he has to talk to all these people and convince them of why the ideas have to occur.
It's a well-oiled machine.
It's a well-oiled machine, so thank you to the past, thank you to the present, thank you to the current. We're gonna reciprocate back to the community, and I sure hope that, you know, we reciprocate to the leaders of our administration. That's what I have. Anyone else?
Yeah, oh, sorry. Policy Committee met last night. There isn't really much to report on. There's some revisions made to some mandated policies that are just some copy changes. And again, all our policies are on the Board of Ed website for anyone to read at any time, like I've said before. So, but not really anything to report on.
Thank you, Susan.
Yep.
We know you're always on top of that. Marco?
Yes, for the library, they've already developed their 2024-2026 strategic plan. And part of that is the library is looking for library ambassadors. So any board members, any members of the public they're looking for ambassadors to help expand their outreach towards the community, to attempt to help out with any development of programs, services for the community. Anybody that wants to volunteer, just reach out to the director.
Do you have details like what an ambassador does?
So basically the ambassador is, they stay in touch with any updates with the library on programs and services, and they will help promote that. They are in touch with other organizations and groups in the community, and they want to try to start promoting that, whether it be social media, on the internet. Sarah can probably provide more information how to
I
do
don't
that.
think there's any conflict, right, with library promotions and board members, right? Shouldn't be nothing big. Oh, that'd be great. I think we have a community outreach committee. I think we're meeting on Thursday, so that'd be great to bring that up. I'll definitely bring it up. I'll be there, and we'll love to have ambassadors for the board, you know. We gotta make every corner of Bogota as successful as possible.
Do you know if they already have PTO, like, passes?
Yeah, she hasn't mentioned about the PTO, but I'll touch base with Sarah on that. She wanted to ask the board if any board member was
Yeah.
to volunteer for that, or anybody that comes to the meetings.
Listen, if I could say something back, is that we're always working and we're always diving in. We're doing a lot of work here on the board. It would be ideal if they could come up here as well and talk to us from time to time, reach out to us personally. I mean, if they reached out to me, I would be able to funnel down the information to the board, but every board member here is
Yeah.
very open and willing. So it'll be great to hear what we can do for them.
Absolutely.
And on behalf of the great school, maybe we could help them out some way. Do we get like those do we get any copies of things we could send out to our kids?
Yeah, whenever they have something going on.
Whenever they send us flyers all the time for things going on, we always usually retweet or repost what they're posting.
Okay,
But they send us information all the time that we share to our students and community.
thank you. That's a big partnership. Everyone else is good? So we're moving on to old business 11-1. Any old business? Next on the agenda, new business, any new business, 12-1. So I'd like to move the floor to open up the floor of hearing of the public on anything they'd like to question or discuss. Do I have a motion?
Olivo.
Mrs. Olivo, do I have a second?
Navarro.
Mrs. Ruckett, any board discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? If there's any member of the public, please state your name. You have 5 minutes. You can address us on any topic. Kennedy, do we have anyone online? Do I have a motion to close
Motion.
citizens? Hearing of the citizens?
Second, Olivo.
Oh, that was Alvarez. You gotta help me out. I'm like half deaf.
Chavez. That was Chavez.
Mrs. Olivo, for a second, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
All right, I think I am going to have a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Motion?
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Everyone, good night. Have a great, don't have a good one, have a great one.
Seriously.
Good night, guys.
Good night.